to our listeners. Thank you for tuning in again to another episode of Safe Space.
Yeah.
Really good to be back.
Mm-hmm.
So last month, the third week of last month, that is the 21st of June, was Father's Day. And I was to speak to the fathers, especially on a message for them directly, but unfortunately, I couldn't get that done, but I will do so today. Now, a father is defined as a man in relation to his child or children, which is totally different from the definition of a husband, which is a man in relation to his wife.
Right, yes.
So in the definition of a father, you see a wife is not mentioned, and in the definition of a husband, you see a child is not mentioned.
It's not mentioned.
So it is possible to be a father and not a husband, and mostly you can be a husband and not be a father.
A father.
However, one thing we can agree on is that both a husband and a father are male. The gender is the same. So let me put this to the male gender, especially the fathers. Now, the United Nations submitted that Nigeria has the lowest life expectancy in the entire world. Secondly, the gender with the lowest life expectancy in Nigeria are the men. Men are not expected to live beyond 54.6 years, as you would see that over 60% of the population above 67 years in Nigeria are female. The first problem of the father, the first challenge of the man in Nigeria is number one, health.
Yes.
We know that men have what I call medical rascality. That is, a man can drive a 20 million naira car, but not take 100,000 naira to go and do a health check. That is to check the state of their health. So do an eye test, do what do you call this, prostate test, make sure their blood count is up, check if they have any infection, check for whatever sickness may be lingering in their bodies. Men will not. Men have this feeling that they are superhuman. Men have this feeling that men have this feeling that they will be well. You would find a man who has been having continuous side headache, that is a headache side to side, you just say, don't worry, I will just sleep. It's just, I just need to sleep. So therefore, this leads to men not living long, dying before their time. In fact, there is a reputation for Nigerian fathers as they are the ones that do not live to reap the rewards of
their labor.
There's a street in Fadeyi. About 5 years ago, I was told about a street in Fadeyi in Lagos State that there are only landladies. All the landlords are dead, and the landladies are not old. You will find they build houses they won't live in because they are dead. They struggle to send their children to school. But at the end of the day, when the children are now able to give back and they're now able, successful enough to support, daddy already has a stroke, daddy is dead, or daddy is blind, daddy can't walk. So you find that another who did not suffer for the children will be the ones benefiting from what another man has labored for. So I call it medical rascality. And it accounts for why a lot of men do not live long because they do not take care of their health. Still in that vein, our data over the past 4 years has now shown something very, very striking. And that is the fate of the firstborn sons. Now, his younger ones to school. He's the one who is laden with the responsibility of taking care of daddy and mommy. He's the one who must be present at the meetings, family meetings. He's the one who is the head of, who will be the Olori Ebi and the head of. So if there's any dispute, it is on him. Yes. He often slaves to send his children, younger ones to school. He rents a house. All the siblings come. They eat, they sleep, and he has to start working early. He has to drop out of school so that the others will go to school. He has to give up his dream so that the others can realize their dream. This over-sacrifice, this over-responsibility, this overburden leads firstborn sons to look so much older than they actually are, and die faster. Why? Because of depression. Because a lot of those children, the siblings that he has worked for, at the end of the day, when they are now okay to stand, will not reciprocate in kind to him. He would now start going to school at 30. Whereas his younger ones are working white-collar jobs, have graduated from the university on his back. His family, his children suffer for this because whenever there's a problem with the others, they bring their children to him that, he has to do something. So over-responsibility of the firstborn has led to a deficit in the space of the firstborn sons. And even firstborn daughters also follow the same fate, who are married off so that the money realized from her can be used to settle. She's made to get money from her husband to take care of her parents and the rest. My advice to firstborn sons is very simple. Do not accept responsibilities that belong to your parents.
Yes.
You are also a child, and you also need a parent. Not that you become a parent artificially, prematurely to the children of whom you are a sibling. You are also a sibling. Medical rascality, the plague of the firstborn sons, over responsibility. Now, the third problem facing fathers are the issues of marriage. After number one, their health, number two, their position, especially the firstborn sons. Number three is their marriage. We have seen statistically that the person you marry may determine how long you would live.
Yes.
First problem of fathers, number one, are those who are not legally married to the women who are giving birth for them. There is this strange thing that when a woman gets pregnant, she just moves into your house. You have to take responsibility, but you are not legally married.
Yeah.
There is a problem with having illegitimate children, staying in a house with a woman that you are not legally married to, cohabiting as husband and wife. At the end of the day, your children in succession will be affected. The second part of this are those that marry because of pregnancy. You see, not legally married leads into marriage by pregnancy. Because a woman got pregnant for you, tradition and religion force you to marry a woman who without that pregnancy you wouldn't have married. You knew that it was a one-night stand. You know that you don't really love the woman. You know that you were not really ready to get pregnant. But because she got pregnant, you are now forced to marry.
Maria.
The resentment of laying down at night, looking at the woman next to you, saying,
The
if
rest
not
of your
for the
life.
pregnancy, yeah, you wouldn't have married this woman. For the rest of your life leads to a short thing called depression. It leads to resentment. And while you're still coping with that, and this also goes for the women, you'll find out that 41% of failed marriages are from those who married because of pregnancy. It is a setup for failure. Because along the line, you will find you would meet a woman that you are actually in love with, you now fall in love with. So there is the woman that you are married to, and then there's the woman you are in love with. It leads to a lot of, that is why a man just abandons the house. But the pressure, you have 2 children from this pressure of family. When the man is now old enough to stand up to religion and tradition, it leads to a lot of abuses in marriage. And when you know that an abusive home cuts short the life of a person by 25%.
That's a lot.
Men who are married because of pregnancy. I tell parents never to force their children to marry. It is pregnancy. It's not the worst thing. Parents will say, what would I say in my group? What will I say in the church? What would did the church give birth to the child? Why are we so full of hypocrisy? Trying to look good. It has happened, it has happened. The child did not steal. The child did not do rituals, did not murder anybody. It's pregnancy. Every animal on the planet gets pregnant. Even viruses, microscopic organisms reproduce. So what did this person do that is, and at times, even the sex that led to the pregnancy was not consensual. So you force people who did not have consensual sex, that is rape. You force them to marry. You force the woman to marry her rapist. You force the man to marry a woman who he's not in love with. Marriage by pregnancy, another problem for men, because for the rest of your life, you are now with a woman that you know you do not love. People think love will grow. For love to grow, there must be seeds. Do you understand?
Yes.
There must be a seed in the ground which will be. So love cannot just form seed and shoot and root. There already must be seeds. But when love is absent, love is a noun. It's either there or not there. You can't conjure love. You cannot enchant love. You know, that time that you say, there's love potion. You find out that it doesn't last. Love is love. You cannot manipulate it. You cannot enchant it. You cannot decree it. When some people say, I decree love in this household, you cannot decree it. It's either there or not. This is a problem with people who marry because of pregnancy. Because if you were just to ask them, without this pregnancy, would you have married this person? They would tell you,
say no.
No. The third category in this, it leads to fathers also, men who marry into homes where they are not liked. Your mother-in-law does not like you. Your father-in-law does not like you. Also, in the 40 percentile, that is over 40%. No, it's 40. 31% mother-in-law, 9% father-in-law. Now, 40% of failed marriages had parental intervention. It's called parental interference. where you marry and the mother-in-law does not like you, you marry, the father-in-law does not like you, the marriage is from the beginning already has a 40% chance of failure, which is not fair because 40% is F9.
Mm-hmm.
In any marking scheme, 39, 40 is failure. You have to go to a house that you are celebrated. Now, this is the problem, especially with religion. The Christian religion tells you, don't worry, you can pray them, they would like you. If the Lord is pleased with a man, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Yeah.
But what they did not read there is that he was not married to the enemy. So that scripture does not apply in marriage. They will say, oh, when they get to know me, they will see that I'm a nice person. My mother-in-law will say, don't worry, I have patience. You know me, I can live with anybody. You know, you start hearing all kinds of motivational statements just for marriage. How can you start marriage
On
with
that
a
note,
task of proving to people that they should love you? And this goes back to the beginning of those who marry by pregnancy. Love is either there, present, or absent. Several stories. I had one case very late last year that while the wife was pregnant, the mother-in-law went to the village to bring another woman into the matrimonial house that this one is the wife that we want. They didn't even wait for this one to give birth. And what worsened it was that because of the complexities of the marriage, the pregnancy, and the man having to go to work, the girl's older sister lived about 2 bus stops away. So she now went to her sister's house because the husband was not present for a while. You know, they had to quickly go to work and all that. So she went to spend like 2 months. So the husband would check on her when he's coming back and all that. By the time she now said, okay, well, when he was now getting very close, the sister now said, you have to go back to your husband's house because delivery is getting there. By the time she went back, she met another woman there that the mother-in-law had brought. And when you see the local, you know, you having an educated wife, they went to bring one girl that was bereft of.
And the husband will not be able to say anything.
The husband couldn't say anything because not only the girl came in, the husband's older sister came with the girl, the husband's mother came with the girl. So he was overwhelmed. And when she entered the house, she was like, they told her to leave. She walked right in that this is her matrimonial house. She wanted to go into the bed, that I'm going into my bedroom. The sister who is younger to the wife said, if you enter, I will throw you out of this house.
And that one is also going to get married one day. I don't know why they do what they cannot take.
No, don't. Why do you go into that kind of marriage?
It's really sad.
Why do you, who had bewitched you to think that people that hate you, all of them will suddenly like you? There are some people who are intimidated either by your beauty.
Yes.
There are people who are intimidated by your success. They pick offenses that the way you walk, you are proud, you're arrogant. Then mainly people who are obsessed with tribe. They said, we don't marry from there. We wanted you to marry from this part. You went to marry from that part. The only problem is the tribe that the man went to marry from. We don't, and say, no, you come and marry, do another. And you think, oh, you already know. And the man keeps telling you, oh, you know, don't worry about my family. Fi ariwo ọjà sílẹ̀. Look at me. I'm your husband. Look at me. Don't mind them. That is a lie. And
you
for
have
the
to
men,
mind them at some point.
For the men, forget it. You are sending money to them, they will collect it. They will never turn back money. But let anything happen to you, or you are not, it becomes a problem. And when you are married to someone who cannot even stand against the pressure of her own
That's the worst.
family, that is a problem.
Mm.
So men who are not legally married to their wives, you are in the same house, just giving birth to children, and you know those children are illegitimate children. Illegitimate means they are not born within wedlock, and you are just there. Funny enough, your children will not want to marry, you will not want to collect bride price when you didn't pay bride price on the
For their
mother.
mom. Mm.
There is a problem. There is a big problem for men who are not legally married. It always affects the children in succession to anything.
Yes.
Secondly, marriage by pregnancy. Those who got married because one of them got pregnant.
Mm.
Third, mothers-in-law and fathers-in-law. Those
Mm-hmm.
of you who married into families that don't like you, I don't even know how you do it, walking on eggshells because you know that everything you do cannot be right. These are the major challenges facing fathers.
Mm. Sorry to cut you, Barrister. We would need to take a break right now. Well, you're currently listening to WFM 91.7, and this is Safe Space. We've been having conversations around fatherhood, how men should take care of themselves, and the many, many things that men should look out for in marriage as well. We'll be right back shortly to continue the conversation, so don't go anywhere. This is WFM 91.7. You're listening to Safe Space.
Radio 91.7. Dropping at you, get a flavors flow. Watch every day, still the show. There are aroma rising, filling the room, turning din as I try to consume. There are
Terracube or Rapjoy. Unleash taste.
My Nigeria, your Nigeria, our Nigeria. Together, we rise as one nation, one people for a brighter tomorrow. This message is brought to you by Women Radio WFM 91.7 FM. What happens when a woman finally gets the mic? She talks about the business she built with 10,000 naira, the family she holds together, the change she's fighting for in her community. But too many of those stories never make it on radio until now. On Wednesday, 24 June, Form 1 steps into the Women Radio studio to talk real solutions on her lens, how to build financial resilience, strengthen communities, and make sure no woman is left behind. It's practical, it's your voice too, because when women speak, communities move. Form 1 on her lens on your Women Radio, building financial resilience for Nigerian women.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube, endless possibilities. Terrible.
HB 1349 ní nọ́mbà ìwé òfin ilé aṣòfin 1349. HB 1349 ó wà fún àwọn ipò tí a fi pamọ́ sílẹ̀ fún àwọn obìnrin ní ilé aṣòfin àgbà, ilé aṣòfin aṣojú àti àwọn ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀. Tí o bá fọwọ́ sí HB 1349, ìjọba wa yóò dára sí i. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a panupọ̀ kí a sọ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ilé aṣòfin wa kí wọ́n dìbò fún HB 1349 fún Nàìjíríà tó dára. Tí o bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ Nàìjíríà, ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún HB 1349 kí o fi ìfilọ̀ yìí ránṣẹ́ sí ẹlòmíràn. Ìkéde yìí wá láti Women Radio 91.7.
Ìlera àwọn ìyá ṣe pàtàkì nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ìyá ṣì ń dojúkọ ewu nígbà ìbímọ ní àwọn àwùjọ wa. Kò sì yẹ kí ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìdí nìyẹn tí Women Advocate Research and Documentation Center Ward C nípasẹ̀ iṣẹ́ Transform Project fi mú ìjíròrò yìí wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn.